never getting to be the version of yourself that lives in your head is very scary. Honestly, if you don't put yourself out there and experiment with new things that actually pop into your head and things that you actually want to do, you don't really know who you are. Hi, this is my first video. Okay, so let me introduce myself. I am Manasvi Joshi. I live in Mumbai. I am 18 years old. I am currently studying mass media at St. Xavier's College. I have been wanting to put myself out there for a pretty long time now, and I've finally gotten over some pretty intense fears of mine and started an Instagram account and now this YouTube account. I also want to start a podcast, so mostly everything that I'm going to be talking about on this YouTube channel is going to be on a podcast too. So yeah, coming back to the first part, I have finally decided to put myself out there and go for what I actually want to do. Maybe someday I'll also find the courage to post what I actually do, which is dance and music on here. Maybe someday, I hope. My goal here is to talk about life as a teenager, more specifically life as an Indian teenager, which isn't always so simple. Actually, it's extremely complicated. It's pretty hard to be a teenager actually. Like, you're not really a kid anymore, but you're not exactly an adult either. You're not old enough to make your own decisions, but then you also have to take responsibility for yourself and for your actions, which puts you in a pretty confusing spot. So I'm just navigating through life, and I just want to be someone who another teenager can listen to and be like, yeah, I've been there. Because I think it's a common tendency for teenagers to feel alone in a lot of things that they do, but being a teenager is a pretty universal experience, and even those people who aren't teenagers right now are going to be one soon or have already been there. So I mean, it's just perspective of a teenager. Before I really get into starting off this channel, there is one thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about how it is so difficult to actually start something new and go out there, try to make your vision a reality. Because a lot of times what you think of that you really want to do, you sort of just keep it in your mind because you're afraid of the fact that it might not be as good as you thought it would be. It might not be as good in real life as it was in your brain. That is something I struggle with a lot. So I am really almost trying to prove something to myself with this channel that I'm starting now. But yeah, starting something new is very intimidating, mostly because it's the human brain. You don't want to start something new because it's going to put you in a surrounding of confusion and anticipation, mostly because you don't really know what you're doing. You have to figure things out for yourself. Nobody's going to lay it out there for you, right? And that puts you in a state of discomfort, and your brain would always like you to be in a comfortable place where you are preferably not being judged. Because if you're being judged, that means that people are going to think of you as an outcast, which is going to be a little bit of a danger, a lot of danger to your position in society. And your brain doesn't want that because it is in its primal survival mode when it's trying to protect you from that. But then honestly, if you don't put yourself out there and experiment with new things that actually pop into your head and things that you actually want to do, you don't really know who you are. Honestly, I just want to start off by urging you to do the same. If there is something in your mind that you really want to do, or if you just want to start content creation like me, just do it. It doesn't matter what 4, 5, 10, 50 people will think of you. It's very hard for me to say because even I hardly believe it right now. But if we just keep thinking about what people will say or what people might think, it's going to be really hard for any of us to be what we actually want to be. And that's scary. Never getting to be the version of yourself that lives in your head is very scary. If there's a song that you've written, or there is some idea in your head that you want to execute, something that you've written, something that you're extremely good at, even just put it out there. It doesn't matter if you're good enough yet, because somebody or the other is going to judge you. So you might as well just let them. Because for every one person who's going to judge you, you're going to find at least two people or more who are going to like what you actually do, who are going to relate with what you're saying, and who are going to look at you and be like, okay, if they can do it, so can I. And if you can be the reason behind someone's motivation, I don't know what's more valuable than that. So the reason it is so difficult for us to start something new, and I'm not just talking about a complete new journey or a different process, I'm talking about even just the littlest task that we know we need to do. Like right before exams, we know that we've got to study for it, right? But we still find it so hard to sit down and actually start the studying, because to start an action is always harder than the action really is. You're gonna find that being productive isn't as hard as actually just starting to sit down in the chair and taking out your notebook and just opening the chapter up to read. That's always going to be the harder part than to persist and continue and finish it even than to start. So yeah, if you've had the courage to start something, then congratulations, because you are literally halfway there. That's it. So really, I urge you, if there is something that you've written, if there is something that is in your head, any idea, anything that you saw online and you want to build on it, anything that you think means something to you and can be done, and you think that it should be out there, please create it. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it's a very popular quote now, just make it exist first, you can make it perfect later. And that's true, just make it exist. Start working on it, you'll find the motivation to follow through and finish up. So if you liked something that I said, or you found something relatable, I really hope that you can join me in this journey. So please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be putting my Instagram account down in the description, so follow me there too for more short form content like this. And yeah, I really hope to see you in the next one.